Hey everyone, it is Spirited Awake, back after some time. I'm really making this video to kind of regulate myself. It's the holiday season, kind of rainy outside. I've got this nice plant with a crystal here. Got my lights, little pink cup of tea, peppermint tea. I'm not feeling that well. My neighbors are having this horrible fraternity-like party downstairs, and I'm really frustrated this season about where I'm at, and it's all because of a betrayal. It's because of a betrayal. I'll get right into it. I'm used to being this very conscious being. I like to say when it comes up, or when I tell people about how I perceive the world, I'm at a point where I meet people and I know instantly a lot about them. I read their energy immediately, and I know how I'm gonna do with them. Because everything is sometimes subjective when we meet new people, and it's not always are they 100% good or are they 100% bad, but is their energy good for me? Are their energetics working with me? And I like this about myself, but it can be hard to explain to people who are not as in tune, because you can get a lot of, oh, just give them a chance. Oh, you're misjudging them. I want to encourage all of you who are knowing what I'm saying. You've probably done this yourself. Please listen to yourself. There's no reason that anybody would have that's good to talk you out of what you know about yourself. So if you have gotten an impression about a person, place, or situation, if you just know a thing is true in your heart, that's all you need. Now, other people could have some kind of motivations that they don't know about, they don't understand in themselves, they don't really know themselves very well at all. And if you don't know yourself well at all, then you are never going to understand how somebody else can know themselves. I'm positive that everybody listening has friends, family members, people they like, coworkers. It's not that these are bad people, but you know that they just don't know what they're about. They have not gotten that far. Some of them won't ever get that far in this lifetime. That is not their life that they've chosen for this life. The details of this betrayal are not that important to share here, but they do have to do with somebody that I used to know, and somebody who I considered a lifelong friend. And this was not a perfect person by any means. I was not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person, certainly. But this was somebody that, for better or for worse, I thought, well, they're always going to be in my life. I know we're always going to be in each other's lives. So there was always a we'll work it out kind of vibe. And now, having learned what they've done, there's a gratitude that I never want this person in my life again. This isn't somebody that I still want around, And that can be even worse in a betrayal if you don't immediately just internalize that this is not a good person for you. Then you can spend some painful limbo time, we'll call it, trying to reason to yourself and trying to change your own heart, that this person is bad. I'm not there. I'm glad that I don't have to ever deal with this person again, but it is just trying to process the depths at which humans will be so unconscious of how important it is to treat themselves well, to treat other people well, but to treat themselves well. And the way that people treat other people, it's a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. And that is what is so hard not to take this personally. But my frustration is kind of looking backwards and going, how could I have kept such bad company? How could somebody that is so conscious, because this isn't new for me, my friends. I know a lot of people have, in the past few years even, just kind of gone, oh, I've just awakened to a lot of spiritual truths. Well, I was born like this, and I've refined some things. But this isn't new stuff. So how could somebody who came in with so much knowledge have kept such absolutely terrible, terrible company that was so bad for them? How could I have kept so much poison about myself? And a big part of that answer is I didn't know how to care about myself. I prioritized other people's ideas, what they thought was right, their vision. It's almost like I used other sets of eyes to try to see my world. But all I could see, it's like those representations of like a fly's eyesight where it's just a million little prisms. I now, looking back, just feel like I spent 40 plus years seeing everybody else's worlds and just being the observer in mine instead of the active participant. And I know a lot of you can relate to that. And because I was not being discerning with who came into my world, because I was putting other people up on pedestals, you're the only person you should be putting up on a pedestal. And putting up on a pedestal doesn't mean you think you're perfect. It means you find yourself honorable and dignified. And I wasn't doing any of those things. And I was trying to honor old contracts instead of honoring that contracts come to an end. Some never should have been made in the first place. Yeah. And because of all that, I let some truly, truly terrifying people into my space. And I got used, my energy got used up by them. And it isn't personal. I have really good energy. But if they didn't use me, they would have found somebody else with good energy, you know? I had noticed about this person who committed this betrayal that people would not stick around her, you know? I noticed that she didn't seem to have a lot of friends that were like me, overly loyal, you know, people. And I think, looking back, I was thinking, wow, a lot of people just don't see her potential. You know, that's like a very toxic thing, is to like fall in love with somebody's potential, to want to be friends with somebody based on their potential. We all have the potential for anything, right? Good or bad. Me turning a blind eye to who this person really was and banking on the fact that the toxic people around me seemed to hold this person up above me. And so I began to do that. I began to emulate toxic traits. This has begun a lot of liberative thinking, I will say, in my life, where I'm going, I can't have these toxic people. I can't have them this close. And this party downstairs that I hope you cannot hear through this video is just driving me to irritation tonight, because I want to be living in a space that honors me. And it's hard to be conscious and not vacillate between I should be grateful for a roof over my head, I should be grateful I'm not out there in the rain. It's some cold, dark December rain tonight, and I'm grateful for that. But that gratitude doesn't have to stop me from wanting to live my highest timeline, my highest self, to give myself the most honor. that I can. So it's not an overnight process. I can't change it tonight. But I can make a video saying, please trust yourself. Trusting yourself doesn't mean you have to tell everybody else to F off. It doesn't mean you have to be mean or ugly, but trust yourself. You know. And if you feel like you don't really know, then that's your work right there. It's not the fancy stuff. It's not the, can I see aliens? Can I see ghosts? Does Yeshua come to me in a robe? All of this. Can I manifest $1 million overnight? That's not the work. The work is your discernment and your trusting in yourself. And everything else comes after that. Absolutely everything else. I lived with the pain of hearing myself and discounting myself for over 40 years. That was part of my journey. I needed it. I didn't ask for what this person did. But at the end of the day, I am so grateful that I'm myself and I'm not them. And to be just truly in love with yourself is a gift that nothing, no money, no nothing can compare to that gift. I wish I could say it made everything perfect. It doesn't. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. I was raised in a very toxic perfection household as well. Speak your truth. Know that even when it seems like there's nobody listening to you or nobody supporting you, there's people out there, there's people like me. I know a lot of people, and I'm just one person. So imagine how many people are conscious, are waking up, came in like this, whatever it is. You're not alone. That's the grand illusion. I hope this has brought you something tonight. I feel a little bit calmer. I feel a little more at peace. I feel a little more like I'm attending to my priorities. Cleaning my spiritual self. Shining a little brighter. Opening my heart. Forgiving myself. Being gentle with the past version of me that only knew how to survive. Good night, my friends.